time on Highway Through Hell.
It's a real gong show.
Weather chaos paralyzes the coach.
Wow, backed up for miles.
A mountain vet.
How do we get out of here?
And a city boy.
How's my front wheel?
They're good.
Battle an icy hill.
Get out of there!
Get out of it!
And the Alberta crew faces a recovery big enough
Don't roll back, whatever you do.
to beat their biggest record.
Oh!
And Adam.
I don't think we're gonna get him.
On the Highway Through Hell. The last line of defense is a heavy rescue team ready to tackle any disaster. Because closure is not an option.
Traffic will be thick on this road today. Apparently it's a real gong show.
2 days before Christmas, a sudden storm is slamming British Columbia's Cocquihalla Highway.
The compact snow turns into compact ice, and they can't put enough sand down on it quick enough on this highway.
Cold air hit, froze solid. We now have concrete. Trying to get it off is a real problem. And I think I'm out of sand. I don't hear anything now.
On the busiest travel day of the year, drivers are stranded.
You know, it's nice and sunny down on the coast, and you get up on top of the mountain, and it's a hell zone.
I passed a pickup truck, and then all hell broke loose.
My husband just hit the black ice just now, and the truck spin.
This road is a sheet of ice.
At 2:30, just south of the Great Bear Snowshed,
There's an ambulance upside down.
the icy road claims its first casualties.
They can't even get out the accident. Blocked up so bad.
Just down the hill from the ambulance, two semis have tangled up in the slow lane.
Nobody's gonna make it up this hill. This hill's just way too slippery.
Traffic is at a full stop.
What, you're not even plowing it or sanding it, doing anything? They can't get by all the trucks. So is the road closed? Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
But down at Jamie Davis Heavy Rescue, the Rotator is sitting idle.
We're not on rotation right now, and the trucks are all parked at the yard lined up.
Jamie's competition is on exclusive police call for 2 weeks. So he's just another driver trying to get through the mountains.
It tears me up to be in a situation where I can't provide a service to the public that the public deserves. Bugs me. Bugs me a lot.
Since he can't work for the highways today, Jamie's heading to Merritt to pick up his stepson Brandon and get him home for the holidays.
I'm being Joe Citizen today, and I'm just driving. Oh, Highway 5's closed, it's saying. Uh-oh. No, they've got it closed right down here. We may not be able to go to Merritt. Wow. Backed up for miles.
Christmas traffic is stopped dead, and the one guy who could help open the road is off duty.
I don't think any of this stuff would have happened if Jamie would have been up there.
A 14-hour drive northeast of Hope, there's one place where Jamie's trucks are hard at work.
Where's this load of traffic?
On the highways that form a lifeline to the oil fields of northern Alberta.
10-4.
With Christmas only 2 days away,
It's like a parking lot out here.
workers are racing to get out.
It's real greasy when you get out of Aquafish all the way up past Concord.
But an Arctic flash freeze has coated the highway with a thick layer of ice.
Feel like I should get my curling broom.
Heavy Rescue has their hands full and are fighting to keep the road open.
Okay, you're gonna come up to that semi in the ditch there, you guys. Set up your sign.
30 minutes north of Lac La Biche, a low bed coming around the curve hit ice and slid off the road.
Brutal, man. It sucks.
Sammy already has one lane closed. But to get the truck out, they'll have to shut down the entire highway.
Get this out of here.
It's already been a busy week for the crew.
Be the second one of today, and we got a couple more after that.
It's really picking up, almost scary. I'm not even sure if I'm going to be able to make it home for Christmas.
Brakes are off, and just kind of steer it up the bank.
What's going on here? The road's closed both ways.
Put your boom down. Boom in.
The crew would like to quickly pull the truck out sideways, but the low bed is impossible to drag through the snow.
Just hold your brake on.
So Heavy Rescue decides to pull it straight ahead. Adam needs Colin to lift and pull at the same time.
Lift your boom up. Hurry up.
I'm not allowed to take for myself.
We get the truck out so we get to the next one.
Yes, we're getting to the next one.
Nothing tow truck up the road.
I know, we saw him. We already talked about it.
Hop in and drive her.
With traffic backing up, Colin has to move the wrecker to position for the final pull.
Put her on high speed. Same direction you are, just head right there. That's how you do it.
In just 15 minutes, Adam and Colin have cleared the wreck.
Okay, Sammy, send your traffic.
So we either need Visa or MasterCard or American Express.
But they can't head to their next recovery until they collect payment.
Okay, it's 4520. Hold on one sec. Yeah, hold on. Now they want me to wait a minute.
Okay, that one's declined too.
Come on.
With wrecks in the ditch all the way up 881, Adam needs to get moving.
We're missing one number. Is there another number after that? 4. 2 4s?
No, just 4. 4304. So they're good to go. Thanks. Get back.
You're good to go.
All right, we got payment right here.
Okay, so what's the next one you got on hold for us?
I just heard they shut the Coke down. Is that right, guys? Yes, it is closed. Multi-vehicle accident. Ambulance upside down.
Back on the Coke, the highway has now been blocked for 2 hours.
Oh, this is crazy.
Dozens of trucks hauling Christmas freight are trapped. And holiday travelers are in for a long day.
I haven't been trapped on the highway like this before, no.
I should have took the Fraser Academy.
Jamie Davis is still stuck in his pickup truck at the back of the line.
This is a weird experience waiting in traffic like everybody else.
Jamie's competitors are on police rotation today, and getting the highway open is solely up to them.
There's extreme times when things go crazy here, and you need to have a full complement of equipment and people to deal with it. This could be what I would describe as Armageddon in our world.
But the competition seems to have trouble just getting started.
The tow truck driver was trying to put the chains on the truck, and I'm thinking it was the wrong chain for the wheels.
He started chaining up, and then I see they take it off. So I don't know if they wrong size chains or what, but he took off the chain, so he made her up somewhere.
Some of the stalled truckers could drive out if they'd chain up.
Full water tank, man.
Highway manager Richard Enns is getting tired of waiting.
When I got here, he finally started putting them on, but didn't know how, and here we go.
Bit of a nightmare. And it ain't over yet.
Up near Porsche, a northbound truck loses traction on the hill.
I'm trying to get some chains on now, but I just don't want this guy come smashing at me. Yeah, I'm just waiting to make sure that it's safe before I get on there. Look at this, look at this. You see why I don't want to go there? I have to just keep watching my back. That's the reason why I don't want to go under my truck. Watch out! Holy! Watch out!
5 minutes south of Box Canyon in BC, 3 separate accidents have shut down the Cocquihalla Highway.
All of a sudden, over I went. Good thing he was here, or I would have slid up against this.
The trucks will have to chain up to get moving again.
Not good. There was at least half a dozen that really had no idea how to put their chains on.
First time I had to put them super singles on since I bought them new 5 years ago. Hey, he's gonna go. Oh, he's going. God, I love BC. I can't wait to see it in my rear view mirror. Come on.
The last 2 stalled trucks are finally chained up and ready to go.
10-4, he's gonna start moving, so I need him to move up to where that yellow sign is. He's getting up right now.
The sand truck gets through.
Lunch is when the roads are safe.
106 to base.
And at the back of the lineup, Jamie finally starts to move.
Traffic's moving a little bit now, so get through a little bit, so you know that. In my mind, I'm thinking to myself that one day somebody's gonna figure out, hey, look, we need a guy like you to make sure this road's open. I'm having a real hard time to just say, hey, we're moving everything to Alberta.
The next morning, in Lac La Biche, Alberta, Adam is heading home to spend Christmas with his family.
Well, don't anything up.
All right, I won't.
But that means leaving rookie Colin in charge.
Sooner or later, there has to be a time where the young'un grows up and then goes on his own. Think before you do.
Get going.
Jamie held my hand for a little while, and I grew up and I went on my own. All right, okay, well, take it easy.
Have a safe drive.
Take care.
See you guys later. Drive safe, eh? It feels good that Adam feels comfortable enough to leave me in charge. And it's good that those guys get out of here, too. Peace and quiet.
On his way out of town, Adam stops in at the local garage where wrecker HR-68 is getting a safety inspection.
When HR-68 left BC, it was supposed to be ready to go for an Alberta inspection. And they supposedly went through that truck with a fine-tooth comb.
Jamie's new mechanic prepped the truck for its trip north.
We're changing all the fluids to make it so that Adam can go all over Alberta. And once he gets to Alberta, I don't really give a because he's out of range.
Are you guys making out with this thing?
So far, we found 3 wheel seals gone.
Yeah, they just done them rear ends too before we brought them up here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Now, the inside of this tire has oil on it.
Okay.
That indicates a wheel seal leaking inside. So we'll be pulling this one apart.
The wheels are ready to fall off, axle seals were leaking, and nobody ever caught it and hope.
I've told them straight out, this is going to fail.
I'm a little bit pissed about the rear end stuff.
It's not putting Adam in the Christmas spirit on his way home for the holidays.
See, they were just done 3 weeks ago. Now my truck is going to be down for a couple of days getting that stuff fixed that should have been done in hope.
Back in BC,
we'll get her done.
Heavy Rescue's Ken Monkhouse is heading 10 miles up a remote logging road for what should be a quick recovery.
Just a pickup truck with a trailer over the embankment. Shouldn't be that hard.
With Jamie off of police rotation, every non-highway job helps. Even a small one. Don Starr's been waiting an hour for backup after his own truck failed to make it up the mountain.
I just couldn't climb it, that's all. The truck's a little light in the back end. It's made for hauling trucks. Not for climbing hills like this.
And Don knows these hills. With more of his crew in Alberta, Jamie hired the 20-year mountain veteran to help keep the BC operation running.
I've seen pretty much all of it.
I was. About another 2 to 3K. The truck's only supposed to be about 10 or 15 feet over the side, but the trailer's down 40.
How steep is this freaking hill?
I haven't got a clue, bud. I only got up so far. I'll grab my gloves.
So slow and low or gumboot, or what do you think?
I don't know. I backed up to the bridge and took a run at it.
The first challenge is just getting to the site of the recovery. 2 miles up a hill of sheer ice.
Right where I spun. Oh, you got more weight on the back.
Way more.
That's the difference.
The road to go in was just solid ice all the way there, and we got up to the top of the hill and we had to stop to where we were going to do the recovery. We're sitting on pure ice. Can't go backwards, can't go forwards.
We can't do anything.
Helping this guy is not really an option now, because I won't be able to back up that hill.
No, that's out of the question.
We could never get a bigger tow truck in there to do the recovery on it, and you're not going to get a bigger truck in there anyways because the road's so bad, it's so narrow, and it's so covered in ice.
But Ken and Don realize their problem is a lot bigger than not being able to recover the pickup.
It's got a layer of ice right underneath. You can see where your chains were digging. How the f do we get out of here?
I don't know what to do here, Don. I really don't. This is sheer ice. There's a big steep embankment over here. There's a nice big ditch over here. We can't get nothing in front of it. If I try to come back down backwards, you need to end up in the ditch or over the embankment and die. What the f do?
But Don's 20 years of towing has taught him a few tricks.
How about lowering your wheel lift and putting your frame forks in upside down? Would that help?
Yeah.
You might dig the road up a little bit so you get some traction.
Yeah, maybe that's the best thing to do. What if we should turn it like that? I just wonder if that's not gonna dig in and make the front end swing out that way.
Suck it in and see what it does. There you go.
Once I get going, it's gonna go.
Oh, you know it.
It's 22,000 pounds.
There's not enough room to turn around, so Ken will have to go down the icy hill backwards.
I'm thinking it's gonna go over the edge.
If the truck starts to slide, Ken could drop straight over the cliff.
Straighten her up. Shouldn't be up here doing this. Right at that real snotty part.
There it goes.
Look out, Don! Get up, get up, get up, get up!
Open the door.
Get out of the way! Look out!
You're right at that real snotty part.
An hour and a half east of Hope, Ken Monkhouse is inching down an icy logging road backwards.
How's my front wheels, Don?
They're good.
Veteran mountain driver Don Starr is trying to guide Ken safely to the bottom. But even tire chains are no match for ice this bad.
Look out, Don! Look out!
There it goes.
Look out, look out, look out, look out, look out, Don, look out!
Well, we almost made it. He just started backing down and it just started sliding. You got no control at that point. It went into the ditch side of the mountain. We were very lucky that it went in there. Well,
I think we just the wheel left, to be honest with you.
Buried. I thought that wheel lift had helped, but, well, it did until it got to that snotty part.
Yeah.
You never give up. There's always a way out. I got an idea.
What's that?
Route the wheel lift. Keep your wheels turned the way they are. Lift the rear end up and push her out. You think that might work, or will it lift it?
Try it.
Hey, you ready? Hopefully we can get it pointed in the right direction down the hill.
Just east of Hope, Adam's on the final leg of his trip from Lac La Biche.
I'm heading home to see my wife and kids, and 30 days of being away from home.
But the faulty wheel seals on his Alberta wrecker are still on his mind.
Front wheel was ready to fall off because the bearing was like, imagine them wheels coming off at 100 kilometers an hour.
Jamie's mechanic in Hope checked out the truck before it left BC.
And he was supposed to go through the whole thing. You know, you expect to find a few little things, maybe, different standards in Alberta, but to find out there was major things wrong that were no-brainers, that pissed me off. What's the matter? It cost $6,000. If you were the one that done the pre-trip on the truck before it left,
The brakes, I look at this stuff, right?
you would have noticed that everything was leaking.
How could I notice?
Because the oil was pulling out of all four wheels.
Didn't it go through a motor vehicle inspection?
Well, yeah, it did up there. That's why it failed and cost $8,000. You were told to pre-trip the truck before it left.
I don't have control of this.
Yeah, so you're just a mechanic. You just walk around and, you know, you take the door handle. Oh, yeah, it works, yeah.
I checked the brakes.
You should have checked the front hub before it left here. The front wheel almost came off. Would have killed somebody.
No, I tightened one side up.
Did you check the other? Obviously not.
They were tight when they left here.
Oh, yeah, it was tight, all right.
Well, I didn't know that there was work done on the front hubs.
Weren't you told to do an inspection on the truck before it left to make sure everything was good?
I did
Simple question. Were you told to do an
inspection? I did not do a motor
inspection?
vehicle inspection, no.
Were you told to do an inspection on the truck before it left?
Yes, and I did that.
No, you didn't.
Like,
if it was up to me, you'd be packing your tools and going home.
pack them. Give me a ride home, I'll go.
You're not even worth a ride home, you. Hey, you find something real funny about wheels coming off and almost killing somebody?
I don't.
Well, then don't chuckle when I tell you something. You're supposed to check the truck before it leaves here.
Holy.
Because of you almost killed somebody because you didn't check the truck out.
Hold her there with the brakes.
Back up at Whipsaw Creek, Ken and Don are still trying to get Jamie's truck out of the ditch.
Try giving her a little bit.
With night falling and the temperature dropping, they're running out of time.
Okay, hold it. You got it. Don't stop. Just turn your wheels this way. Straighten them out. Okay, you're headed down. It's all yours, Ken.
I only thought that we could get the truck straight on the edge of the road, not out of the ditch. But when it came out of the ditch, we're going all the way. We're not stopping.
Ken has to make it down a mile of sheer ice with a 400-foot drop at his side.
Failure is not an option. If you go over the embankment, no one's gonna find you.
Back in town, Adam's long day is almost over. He can finally put his work problems aside.
It's gonna come home and surprise my little girl. She hasn't seen me in about a month. I think she'll be very excited. Oh. Kayla, Come here. Hey, this is why I work these long hours in these god-awful conditions, is for little moments like this.
I didn't see that one.
You missed me?
Yes.
Love you. Got you something?
Yes.
What it is? Yes, here for the toys.
Are those forks still down? Those wheel lift forks still down?
Back up the logging road, Don and Ken are on the move again.
How's it feel?
He wants to take off, but you know what?
They've reached the top of the steepest stretch of the icy hill.
I'm thinking I'm not gonna let this truck go over the embankment after all we did to get it down to where it was. I don't like to fail, and I don't like looking stupid.
Take her in low, low, and idle down.
What I'm doing.
City drivers, not saying that they're not good operators. You just have to watch out for them, because if you don't, somebody can get hurt or even killed.
How's my front wheels, Don?
They're good.
Don watches for any signs of slippage.
The road's so bad, it's so narrow, and it's so covered in ice. I was just thinking we're gonna die. It's pretty weird.
Real slick.
As Ken inches down the hill,
No.
momentum takes over.
Get out! Look out! Look out! Get out of here!
How's it feel?
He wants to take off.
At Whipsaw Creek, Ken Monkhouse is inching down a steep stretch of an icy logging road.
Take her in low, low, and idle down.
What I'm doing.
Just steps away from a 400-foot drop.
Get out!
Once again, his 5-ton starts to slide out of control.
Get out of here!
But this time, Ken stays behind the wheel.
Ken!
Ken managed to steer the truck just enough to keep it on the road.
Buddy, I wouldn't have rode her that far. You done a hell of a job.
I feel a lot better when we're back on pavement.
I thought she was gone.
I thought so too.
Death-defying, let me tell you that right now. If Ken hadn't pulled that out, that truck would have been gone over the side.
That was crazy, man. What a ride.
Brave man, I wouldn't have rode her down. But he did. And he kept it under control, too.
Just want to get out of here, get back on the road.
7 hours after arriving on the mountain, Ken and Don are back where they started.
Nightmare.
Yep. Why am I doing this? Why am I risking my life? For nothing, for no pay, not a dime. Doesn't make any sense to me.
I understand, Ken, what was going through. Towers have a different perspective on mortality than other people do. We see it so much.
Maybe this isn't meant to be.
They didn't get the wreck, but they got away with their lives.
I wouldn't have got out there if it wasn't for you, my friend, so I really respect you. I don't respect hardly anybody, but I respect you a lot. So thank you, I appreciate it.
Let's get the out of here.
But when the guys get back to the shop empty-handed, it only adds to Jamie's frustration.
You know, the first thing I want to do when I hear all this stuff is just yell and scream.
I know.
Yeah, it's hard for me to be...
Jamie thinks Ken and Don should have used heavier duty chains.
I don't think that putting doubles or triples on there would have made a difference, Jamie, because it was just that frickin' icy.
I'm honestly thinking I got 2 guys up there that should know what they're doing and should be able to pull us off. Another no-money day.
Yeah, there was an accident I heard on the southbound side. Yeah, it's a super beat gravel truck.
At 11 p.m., 2 hours up Alberta's Highway 881, Colin heads to his first solo recovery.
40 kilometers north of Conklin, we have a gravel truck in the ditch. All by myself right now.
With Adam on days off, heavy rescue needs Colin to deliver and keep the roads open over the holidays.
I should be able to do it all by myself. I'm pretty confident in my abilities. I don't want to be too cocky, but I pretty much, mastered it. Don't need guys like Adam barking at me that I'm doing it wrong.
Oh, yeah, he is out there, isn't he? Nice.
Well, let's go take a poop. So you came in that way? Spun it around?
The gravel truck, towing a loaded quad wagon, hit the brakes to avoid a passing sea can, hit ice, and spun off the road 100 feet down into the ditch.
You're lucky you missed the pole. Holy cow.
This power line, so I'm just pretty close.
Yeah, well, I'd like to pull you forward, but we got the pole in the way, right? So I'm not going to be able to get lines on you because we won't clear the pole with your trailer. So the best thing for me to do is we just back the whole thing right out. You get it? Because there's so many articulating points on it, there's an articulating point on the trailer, and then there's an articulating point at the fifth wheel. It can be a little tricky. This would be good right here.
Since Adam's away, Colin has to be his own boss.
That'll be there. Okay, where's that blocking tackle?
Without any swampers, he'll need the driver to help steer.
Just one guy in the truck driving, maybe you can sort of act as communication as well. It can be a big responsibility when you're pulling out a $100,000 truck, and these are guys that have never done what we're doing. All right, driver of the dump truck, you can release the brakes. Your trailer's gonna slide just a little bit down towards the hill. It's all good, I have a line on you. If Adam's there, then I'm following his orders and, my ass is covered. See if you can straighten out the dump truck, get it even with the trailer. But if Adam's not there, then I'm the one that's in charge. I'm the one that's responsible. Oh, what's she doing? Turn your wheels to the right, please. Dump truck driver, turn your wheels to the right, please. There we go, come to me.
After just 20 minutes, Colin's got the truck up to the edge of the ditch. Now he needs to freewheel the winch and reposition to pull the truck up onto the road.
Can I get you to put all your brakes on?
The driver has to keep his brakes locked, or the truck will roll right back to the bottom of the ditch.
All your brakes are on, dump truck driver? Okay, 10-4, I'm just we're gonna do one more movement here. Whoa, brakes! Put your brakes on, apply your brakes, please. Thank you, I thought you said you did that. Brakes on! Brakes on! That was a good night's work.
Colin's made his first recovery flying solo.
Out of the ditch right now, so that's why I'm smiling.
Happy customer, that's important. Okay, let's get out of here. Son of a bitch.
It's a 40-minute drive to the nearest settlement, and home is almost 2 hours away.
Please, Mr. Towing God, please, Mr. Towing God. I thought I had enough fuel, and I didn't.
On a remote patch of Alberta's Highway 881, Colin has just made his first solo recovery.
Son of a bitch. Me.
But a careless mistake has ruined his victory. Out of fuel, Colin has to make the tower's walk of shame.
I got service here.
Hey! I ran out of diesel on the 881. Yeah, so can you bring me some diesel?
Yeah, right.
No, I'm serious, dude.
It'll take 2 hours for Colin's friend to make the trip with the jerry can. Time that Colin can use to think about his mistake.
This is what we'll get remembered for.
In Hope, 2 days after Christmas, crews are gearing up to go back on highway rotation. But Ken Monkhouse is still reeling from his near miss up in the mountains.
So that Forest Service road was pretty traumatic. A couple people could have come real close to dying, including myself.
It may work.
Can you and me go have a chat? Private?
Just had nightmares about it every night. Wake up in the middle of the night, just freak right out. Go for a walk around the block, go back to bed, push play, the nightmare starts all over again. Are you gonna want to kill me if I go and work for a month in the city to help buddy out? And I can go down there and pound a bunch of cash. If you're getting mad, and don't worry, I won't do it.
Well, no, I mean...
It seems like we got lots of guys and a few trucks.
I tell you, this is the worst time of the day to do it.
But I'm so out of sorts with myself.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
It's a thing because tonight we gotta have guys on the go. It's just another thing that you just don't need to happen.
Slippery this morning.
Just a traffic jam.
In northern Alberta, Highway 881 is jammed with crews heading back to the oil fields.
It's so bad you can't even pass a guy. Whereabouts exactly is this accident?
Extremely slippery.
30 miles north of Lac La Biche, heavy rescue arrives at the scene of a complex wreck. A bucket truck for stringing power lines is down.
Yeah, he ain't gonna be driving that home.
The top-heavy truck caught a wheel in the soft snow, veered down the steep embankment, and flipped over on its side in 3 feet of snow.
Holy she's deep.
Adam arrived back from BC early this morning. The clients want him to recover the truck without damaging the fiberglass boom arm, worth $250,000.
Thanks, Bill, Adam. Nice to meet you, Bill. You too, man.
You're dealing with big dollar equipment, huge companies. You can't hold customers up. You got to get their out of the ditch. You got to move in. People want it now and now and now.
But the work can't start until Colin arrives with the wrecker.
Colin's probably ran out of fuel somewhere between here and there. I don't know what it is with fuel in that man.
All right, well, we're here on the scene. Put together a little plan of action and get this thing out of the ditch.
But Adam's not letting Colin live down last night's mistake.
Why didn't you fill it up when you went to Edmonton and back?
I did fill it up when I went to Edmonton.
So you fill it up when you come back from Edmonton?
No.
Why not? Don't I always harp at you about fuel?
Yeah, you harp at me about everything.
At the end of the day, I really like the guy. I like working with him. I just kind of wish he would progress a little more. We're probably lucky to have him because he takes all the constructive criticism I give him.
There you are, see? There, pumpkin.
He can call me all the nicknames he wants to call me. If Adam's picking on you and being a bully, it's because he loves you.
He's a big dirty, this one. We're not gonna hurt nothing going around that. That'll give us a bit more lift too, right?
The thing is with a bucket truck, they're a lot heavier, they're a lot taller. Once they flop onto their side, they're a lot harder to get back onto their wheels.
It's a hard pull, just because the angle we're on and...
Yeah, you've got the tandem and the medium-duty wrecker when you should have 2 tandem wreckers up there.
Phil will get on the front end when he gets here. Front end Phil.
Flipping the top-heavy boom truck would be the perfect job for the Rotator, but all Adam has is Colin's wrecker and Phil's 5-ton, nicknamed the Army truck.
Technically, we don't have the equipment to do this job properly. All we can do is work with the stuff we have.
It is what it is. It's Adam's call. It's Adam's show.
And what if I look like an idiot or I can't do it? That's what I worry about.
To even make the attempt, Adam has to shut down one of the most important economic lifelines in the country.
When you get backed up, then we'll shut the road down and we'll both get into place.
Copy that. Okay, hold all traffic.
They wanted to have a picnic in the center line, so they closed it.
All right, if you want to start bringing that in now, bring her in, yeah.
Adam's first step, pull the 50,000-pound truck onto its wheels. Then Colin will pull it gradually upward along the length of the ditch and onto the highway.
Pulling. Let it go on your right one. Well, you more with your high one, right? I'm gonna bite in, that's all I need to do.
The spades on HR-68 raise the tires off the road and use the weight of the wrecker to dig into the ice.
Yeah, these teeth aren't gonna let us do it. On a hope in hell.
Adam's waiting for a set of custom cleats designed to anchor in extreme cold conditions.
Just so icy.
With no grip on the frozen pavement, the two trucks just don't have enough weight.
Until we can get the trucks anchored, we can't do diddly.
So Adam changes the plan.
We'll hold your foot on the brake. Keep her revved up.
With HR-68 lowered back onto its wheels, Adam's hoping they can provide enough traction.
I got my foot on the brakes.
Are they dynamited on? Don't roll back, whatever you do. Whoa! We'll hold your foot on the brake. Keep her revved up.
Oil patch traffic is backing up on northern Alberta's Highway 881.
Why'd they close it? Like, you use it when it's closed. Closed means closed.
I got my foot on the brakes.
Are they dynamited on?
Adam makes a last-ditch effort to get a heavy boom arm truck upright and back on the road.
Don't roll back, whatever you do. Whoa!
The extra weight of it, where it was down the embankment, it definitely weighed more than my truck did.
I don't think we're gonna get her. Get back your lines off, we're done. Get off the road.
Completely on the hook?
Yeah.
For the first time in years, Adam has to abandon a job.
What? The tag yet, or you gotta think on this?
She's in there.
Wow.
It's frozen in there. Once we get it flopped over, it's no problem, but...
You can just see how disappointed he is that we didn't get the job done.
Get your straps off, get back to the yard, and shut her down for the day.
What are we gonna do about this?
Don't worry about it, that's my job to worry about it.
But Adam refuses to be beaten. He calls for the one piece of equipment that could make the difference.
Yeah, this is Jimmy.
We can't get her up. There just ain't no way we're gonna get this up without the rotator. Yeah, I think the rotator would be a handy piece of equipment to have on this bucket truck. It's definitely got the power to suck it up onto the road.
After a slow start to the winter for Jamie and Hope, the Rotator hasn't turned a wheel in weeks.
It's hard for me to want to sit here at the shop when, there's so much business going on there. Oh, it's killing me to stay here, you know that? Freaking killing me. I know how hard it is to work in these mountains without a rotator. You need it.
The next morning, Jamie makes a bold move.
There's a job waiting for it. I have worked for this truck. We've come to realize the responsibility that we have to keep those highways open, keep that transportation flowing on those highways.
But Jamie's responsibilities in Alberta could come with a big cost on the coat.
The Rotator has always been our flagship vehicle here, our best, biggest, baddest recovery machine that separated us from everybody else. Moving our flagship Rotator to Alberta, it's a hard decision for me to make because I know that I may need it here at some point in time.
Next time on Highway Through Hell.
cleats all over the road.
The biggest wreck of the season
In a damn tangled mess.
explodes on Jamie's doorstep.
Yeah, Jamie and his rotator must be all excited.
But it's all up to Howie
The fist of God came down on it.
to get the highway open
And I'm all by myself.
without the one truck he really needs.
No rotator. No backup.